What's up guys, it's Monica. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute, hasn't it? Anyway, today I'm going to be showing you how to create this dark Harpy Queen look, also debuting it as my entry for the 2018 NYX Face Awards. No big deal, right? So if you guys would like to see how to achieve this look, then please keep on watching. Now I already have my contacts in, and since my face is breaking out like crazy right now, I'm going to start by concealing all the blemishes and discolorations with the concealer, just using a beauty sponge to press and blend that into the skin. And the reason I'm doing this is to try to create a consistent, even-toned base for the face paint to sit on top of. I'm throwing on a wig cap to get my hair out of the way, and then jumping into blocking out my brows. So I'm going to use a glue stick, pushing the hair upwards and getting it as flat as possible. And then once that is dry, I am going over it with a translucent powder, making sure to dust off the excess powder in between. You're going to want to repeat these steps as many times as you need. And once your hairs are sufficiently diminished, go ahead and place some concealer over them and blend it into the skin. Next, we're taking a gray water activated face and body paint, and I'm just applying this to my face, neck, upper body, and both arms. And I'm actually just applying this with a cheap paintbrush that I actually just got from a hobby store. After I've laid it down with the brush, I go over it with a disposable sponge to press and blend it into the skin more and eliminate any harsh lines or streaking that the brush might cause. That way we're getting a more skin-like complexion. Next, I'm taking a green eyeshadow and putting this around the perimeter of my face, using it to start to contour and shape my face the way I want it to. I'm using this shade more as a transition shade rather than the actual contour shade I'll be using, because I am going to deepen it up further. I want to make sure that there's a nice consistent gradient from the gray skin into these deeper tones without it looking super blocked off. And that's where the green comes in. So I'm placing this along my forehead, under my cheekbones, along my jawline, on my collarbones, and on my neck as well to start to shape and define those areas. Now taking a black eyeshadow, I'm using a smaller brush to really control and compact this shade exactly where I want it to go. So I'm placing it right under where I want my cheekbones to be, bringing that back up into the hairline, filling in that area, and then also bringing it onto my nose and really just shaping everything out. So you want to be controlled and careful with this process, because obviously the black is so dark and it's going to really muddy up a look real fast if you're not careful. So after placing it down exactly where you like it, I just go in and blend it out. I use various brushes for these parts just because the denser brushes tend to pick up more pigment and deposit more pigment onto your base, but then a fluffier brush is going to give you more of that blending action that you want. It's going to be a little softer. It's not going to drop as much pigment as a denser brush would. So you'll see me kind of going through different brushes here as I'm going through and blending out all these black areas. I'm also making sure to place that shadow on my collarbones and neck to really just start to carve out and define those areas as well. Taking a green highlighter, I'm using this on all the high points of my face and body here, really the areas that I want to bring forward even more. Next, I am placing an eyeshadow primer on my eyelids, then setting that with a white shadow on a big fluffy brush. Taking black eyeshadow, I'm following my upper lash line and starting to create an elongated cat eye effect. Next, I'm taking a dark pink shadow and blending it into the crease and then overlaying it with a red-orange eyeshadow, dragging that up towards the brow in the inner corner, and then I'm going back into the black eyeshadow and really starting to deepen that outer V even more. I'm using a red-orange eye pencil in the waterline, blending out the top bits a little bit more, and using black eyeshadow on the lower lid, bringing it down a bit on that inner corner towards the nose, and then following suit with that same red eye pencil, placing that right above the black. And then I'm also taking one of my brushes, using the leftover product on it to drag down that inner corner a tiny bit more to just make that shape a little bit more cohesive overall. And then I'm just quickly doing the exact same thing on the other eye. Don't be afraid to build up your looks and build up your shadows to create depth and dimension as you're placing down your product. Things get blended out and everything, so just always be packing on what you need to pack on until it's looking just how you want it. Next, we're giving our Harpy some sharp looking brows, so I'm sketching out the shape with an eyeshadow and then going in with a black water activated face paint to really fill in and darken those brows. Once I've done that, I am taking an eyebrow brush and grabbing a little bit of black eyeshadow on there and then using that to kind of drag out the ends of the brows a little bit more. Then I'm using a concealer to carve out the inner half of my eyelid, and then I am placing a silver duochrome shimmery eyeshadow on top of that to give our Harpy a little glam to her eye look. Next, I'm using a black liquid eyeliner pen to define the upper lash line, smoking out the corners a little bit, and then I'm coating both my top and bottom lashes in mascara. I'm using a dark green metallic liquid lipstick to mimic the green sheen that is found on the feathers of the accessories that I'm using for this look. That's actually what drew me into doing this look in the first place, was just this really cool black to green reflect that these feathers had. I'm using lashes to dramatize the eyes even more. I love using bolder lashes for looks like these. I cut off the ends of the lashes and I'm gluing those on the center of the lower lash line to add a little bit of interest in an accent piece down there. Next, I'm placing a dark green shimmer shade on the center of my lips just to amplify the metallic effect even more. And then I'm just going back through and deepening and darkening my upper body area with the collarbones and the neck, and really just kind of hollowing them out even more, because the way they were just wasn't going to be enough for me. Ooh, and don't forget the ears. Throw some black eyeshadow and face paint in there, you're good to go. Now this next part is tedious as all heck. So basically, I'm going through and covering both my arms with the gray water activated body paint that we used for everything else. And unless you're like naturally ambidextrous, this part sucks. Like, I'm right-handed. Doing my right hand side with my left hand was the most challenging thing for me, but we do what we gotta do, right? So once we've got our arms covered, I am then going through and covering my hands and wrists with the black body paint and darkening up those areas for what we're going to be doing to them next. Before finishing up with the hands, I wanted to put my accessories on to make sure everything looked good. I did make these accessories myself for this look, just using felt, these black rooster feathers, a headband, and some Velcro. And once I have that on, I am then going ahead and taking individual feathers and using a black eyelash glue adhesive to stick those in between my knuckles to kind of make it look like they are protruding out of them. And once that glue has dried down, I am then taking black press-on stiletto nails and gluing those onto my nails to really kind of finish off the creepy creature-esque hand. And that is all, folks. You are now a dark Harpy queen. Thank you guys so much for joining me during this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did creating it for you. As always, please like and subscribe to this video if you enjoyed it and would like to see more in the future. Also, make sure to hit that little notifications bell button because YouTube is crazy now. Thank you guys again. I love you all, and I'll catch you in the next video. Mwah.